Welcome back to Obscure Mics, folks. I probably shouldn't be this excited, but this is a fun one because I've got what looks like two identical microphones in the studio, but they're, they probably are pretty close to identical. The Audio-Technica AT2020, $99 brand new, and we also have the Digital Reference DR-CX1. Both of these microphones also have the moniker of the P48 on the side of them. And sometimes, if you want to get a good deal on these microphones, look up Audio-Technica P48. You'll either get the Digital Reference DR-CX1, DRX, something like that, or you will get the Audio-Technica AT2020. Now, when I say the microphone's names, that means I'm kind of switching back and forth. So right now I'm on the Audio-Technica AT2020, and I can switch to the Digital Reference DR-CX1. Now, this microphone, shipped and all, cost me $33. I don't know if you can buy this microphone new, as a matter of fact. I've never seen it anywhere new. I usually just see it somewhere used. Now, Audio-Technica owns Digital Reference. I believe, don't quote me 100% on that, but I'm pretty positive that Audio-Technica owns Digital Reference. So these microphones are at least mostly the same. I feel like maybe blemishes are what makes an AT2020 get rebranded as a Digital Reference. I'm not sure though. There's more paint bubbles on this. Not bubbles, but like little raised parts, not exactly bubbles, just raised paint spots that I actually kind of like. I kind of like that look than the AT2020, which has less of them. Let's switch back to the AT2020, and I'm wondering if you're hearing much of a difference in sound. I hear a little. I hear a very little difference in sound. I feel like the Digital Reference is just a tiny bit more muffled. Let's go back and just double check. Does this sound just a tiny bit more muffled? Or is it just lacking a little bit of high end as opposed to the AT2020? Which one sounds better unprocessed to you? It's definitely interesting because you can get this microphone considerably cheaper than this, used, new, whatever. It's almost half the price. Used, you're going to pay about $65 to $70. This between $30 and $40. On Guitar Center, sometimes they're super cheap. It was $19.99 plus shipping and everything. Ended up being $33. Digital Reference. Let's switch back over to the Audio-Technica. Back on the Audio-Technica. They're very close in sound, for sure. Very, very close. If not identical, and my ear's just playing tricks on me. Let's go ahead and do some tests real quick, and we'll just get to the bottom of this and see if they're the exact same microphone or if you're actually getting anything else for your money with the AT2020. AT2020. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Digital Reference. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Up close on the AT2020. Up close on the Digital Reference DR-CX1. I'll probably get that wrong a few times. Let's do some off-axis rejection here. Going to spin it 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 90 degrees yet again, and spin it back around to the front of the microphone. Not the greatest off-axis noise rejection I've ever heard, but I don't love this microphone. I don't understand why it's so popular. It's got a very small capsule. It's really kind of harsh. The low end's not really rich or pretty in detail by any means. The mids are okay. I mean, it's just, I've never understood the love for this mic, especially when you can get something similar for half the price. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. Noise rejection on the Digital Reference version. Speaking into the front of the microphone, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 90 degrees again, and then back around to the front of the microphone. Back around to the front of the microphone. I'm still on the Digital Reference. I think if it's me judging so far, I'd rather pay the money for the digital reference. I would rather not pay double for this model that maybe seems to be just a tiny bit clear. Not enough to really matter, in my opinion, because there's times when I switch back to this one that I feel like this one is just as clear. They might be the same. It's just my head playing tricks with me. Let's throw some processing on the Audio-Technica first, and then we'll go back on the Audio-Technica. Then we'll go back to the digital reference, and we'll wrap this up, and you guys can let me know what you think. I mean, I don't care for this. I really wouldn't even buy that, but $33, not a terrible purchase by any means. Let's go ahead and throw processing on the Audio-Technica AT2020. Now we've got compression de-esser big bottom on the Audio-Technica AT2020, and this is what it sounds like, and I think that makes a pretty big difference. I like the big bottom on it. I think it makes it a little better, but it is still kind of harsh up top, and there's just so many better mics to me than this. Sibilance is an issue too. Catching some massive sibilance on this thing. Just not a fan of the Audio-Technica. Let's switch over to the digital reference with some processing. Now we're on the digital reference DR-CX1, and this is processing on it, and I think it sounds just about as good. Still kind of harsh up top. Does still have the nice smooth bottom now that we've got an Aphex big bottom on the Rodecaster Pro enabled. But the fact remains they're small diaphragm condensers that I just think were marketed really well to everyone, I guess. People seem to love this thing. Do you hear a difference in the two? I mean, I keep thinking I do, but I'm not 100%. I am not 100%. Let's get processing off on them. Final words, and I'm going to exit the video with the DR-CX1 and the Audio-Technica AT2020 going up on Reverb or Facebook Marketplace or something. Marketplace, good place to sell mics. They don't charge you very much. You get most of your money. I like that. Digital reference, P48 is out. Audio-Technica P48 is out. Bark is out. Almost. Tell me what you thought. They're so close to the same, it doesn't matter, in my opinion. I would like to hear other opinions, though, because I'm just a guy talking in the microphones for you folks. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you've owned either one of them. I think they're just like... this is 98% of that, in my opinion. So I would never, ever spend the money on the... I hit it. I would never spend the money on the AT2020. It's just not worth $100, in my opinion. Digital reference, you know, one last time. Digital reference now. It's probably worth the $33 I paid for it, but that's it. Now Bark is out. See you next time on Obscure Mics.